dear learners. Today we are going to see or learn new topic, that is paneer. All of you know very well about the paneer. Paneer, how famous, how popular paneer is. I think most of us we have enjoyed the different curries prepared by using the paneer. So, in this lecture, we are going to see in detail the preparation of paneer, how the paneer is prepared by traditional method and by the industrial method. So, let's see about the paneer. In previous lecture, we have seen about the channa, how the channa is prepared. In paneer also, the same method for the preparation is used. As like the channa, paneer is also a heat acid coagulated milk product. Paneer is prepared by using the citric acid or a lactic acid. Paneer is the coagulated milk product. The resultant coagulum is filtered and pressed to get the sliceable curd masses. In channa chapter, we have already seen how the channa is prepared. We have taken the milk in karai. That milk is boiled. After the boiling the milk, the 1% of citric acid is added to that karai, and then as soon as we add the citric acid to that kadai, it coagulates. When the coagulum is formed, that coagulum is generally placed into a muslin cloth for the filtration process. When that the whey is completely drained out from that muslin cloth, and whatever the mass is obtained into that muslin cloth, that is called the channa. And the same channa, when allowed to press, when it press and the maximum moisture is drained out again from that channa, and that pressed channa is then placed in a cold water. After half an hour or an hour, then that channa is removed from that cold water, and that is called as the paneer. So that paneer has the firm, close, cohesive and spongy body and texture. So this is the paneer. Originally it was localized that the paneer is generally prepared in northern part of the India, but due to the popularity of this product paneer, it is spread all over the India, and almost all parts of the country we will get paneer. Paneer is generally sold as blocks or the slices in supermarkets or small markets, and it is reported that about 5% of the milk produced in India is converted into the paneer, and the paneer production is growing normally uh, very fast in India due to the popularity of this paneer. So this is the short introduction about the paneer. I think you might have got some ideas about the paneer, how the paneer is. Definition of paneer. It's very easy to memorize the definition of paneer. Paneer refers to the indigenous variety of the rennet coagulated small size soft cheese. This is the short definition. For example, surti paneer and bundle cheese. It means the paneer refers to the indigenous variety of rennet coagulated small size soft cheese. Paneer is nothing but it is the soft cheese. According to the FSSR, Food Security Safety Regulations 2011. The paneer may be defined as means it is the product obtained from the cow milk, buffalo milk, or combination thereof by precipitation with sour milk, lactic acid, or citric acid. It shall not contain more than 70% moisture, and milk fat content shall not be less than 50% on dry matter basis. Milk solids may also be used in the preparation of paneer. Low fat paneer shall contain not more than 70% moisture and not more than 50% milk fat on dry matter basis. So this is the definition of FSSR, and this is the general definitions which is used for the paneer. Paneer refers to the indigenous variety of rennet coagulated small size soft cheese. Just we have to remember this. And whereas in this definitions of FSSR 2011, the moisture content should not be more than 70%, whereas the fat should not be less than 50% on dry matter basis. So this is the definition of paneer. Let's see the composition of paneer. Here in this table, two different types of milk is given, that is the cow milk and buffalo milk. If the paneer is prepared by using the cow milk, then that paneer has the moisture content, that is the 71.2%, whereas the fat content 13.5%, and the TS, that is the total solids, 28.8%, whereas in the buffalo milk the moisture content is 71.1%, whereas the fat percent, that is the 28.9%, whereas in the buffalo milk the fat content is generally is more present more as compared to the cow milk, as we know that the buffalo generally has the more fat percent than the cow milk, and therefore in the buffalo milk we will get the more fat percent in the final product. So this is the composition of paneer. And paneer is generally prepared by two different methods. One is the traditional method and second one is the industrial method. So let's see about the how paneer is prepared by the traditional method. These are the FSSR 2011 standards for the paneer. For the microbial quality of paneer is given. Total plate count, it should not be not more than the 5 lakh per gram. Coliform should not be more than 90 per gram. Escherichia coli, that is the E. coli, it should not be it should be less than 10 per gram. Salmonella, it must be absent in 1 gram. Staphylococcus aureus, not more than 100 per gram. Yeast and mold count, not more than 250 per gram. And Listeria monocytogenes, it should be absent. So this is the flow diagram for the preparation of paneer or a manufacturing of paneer by traditional method. Buffalo milk, boiling, coagulant, then coagulation, filtration of coagulum, curd, pressing, and final product, that is the paneer. But let's see in detail about the each and every point which is mentioned here. The first point, that is the buffalo milk. Buffalo milk is taken for the preparation of paneer, and this buffalo milk is standardized to the 6% of the fat. The only milk which is the fresh, the milk which is the plain, that milk should be taken for the preparation of the paneer. After receiving the milk, next step is the boiling. The milk is taken into a karai and it is allowed to boil. When this milk is boiled, this milk is transferred to the second vat for the next step, that is the coagulation, where the coagulant is added. The coagulant, that is the citric acid, at the rate of 1% should be added to this boiled milk. When the citric acid is added to this boiled milk, the milk starts to coagulate and it is kept for half an hour as it is without disturbance. After the complete coagulation of milk, then this coagulated milk is transferred to a muslin cloth. Clean muslin cloth is taken, and to that this coagulated milk is transferred, where it is tied and hung up. So the maximum weight that will be drained from that muslin cloth, and that muslin cloth will contain a curd or a solid mass. That solid mass or curd is pressed with the help of the presser, and the pressing is allowed to again drain the whey. If any whey is present into that curd, that will be drained out due to this pressing process. And when this pressing process is completed, the mass which is obtained, that mass is transferred to a cold water and it is kept for half an hour. So if any impurities is present there, that impurities will be removed with the help of that cold water. And after half an hour, that the mass is removed from that cold water, and that mass is called as the paneer. So this is the traditional way of preparation of paneer. So you students, you may also prepare the paneer at home very easily. Just take a milk in a karai, then boil that milk and add citric acid at the rate of 1% to this boiled milk. When you add the coagulant, that is citric acid, to this milk, it starts to coagulate. When the complete coagulation occurs, then it must be transferred to a muslin cloth to drain the maximum whey. And when that mass is tied into a muslin cloth, it must be allowed to hang up. It should be tied and it should be hung. So what will happen? Whatever the whey is present here, that whey will be drained out, and that muslin cloth will contain a mass or a curd. That curd or mass should be pressed with the help of press at home, and whatever the heavy weight you have, that heavy weight should be kept on that mass. So what will happen? The maximum whey will drain out, and after the drainage of whey, that the curd or the mass should be transferred to a cold water or chilled water for half an hour. It should be kept as it is for half an hour. It should be immersed in that cold water or chilled water for half an hour. After this, remove that mass or curd, and that mass or the curd is called as the paneer. So this is the traditional way of preparation of paneer. So try at home to prepare the paneer. This is the second method for preparation of paneer, and industrial method for paneer making. This is the flow diagram of industrial method for paneer making, where the various points are given. Let's say buffalo milk, standardization, heating to 90 degrees Celsius, cool to 70 degrees Celsius, then coagulation, removal of whey, transfer curd to hoe, then pressing, dipping in chilled water, cutting and slicing, packing and marketing. So all these are the points which are considered in industrial method of paneer making. Let's see from the first point in detail. The first point, that is the buffalo milk. As I told you earlier, the buffalo milk is generally preferred for the preparation of the paneer due to the quality in the final product. Buffalo milk is taken a good quality, a superior quality, the milk which is the clean, the milk which is the fresh, the milk which does not contain any sediment present in it. Only that kind of the milk is taken for the preparation of paneer. Then it is standardized to 4.5% of the fat and 8.5% of SNF. After the, what do you mean by the standardization? Standardization means it is a process of maintaining the desirable amount of the fat and SNF content. This process is called as the standardization. So the buffalo milk is standardized to 4.5% of fat and 8.5% of SNF. After the standardization, this milk is allowed to heat, and this milk is heated to 90 degrees Celsius for 20 or for 30 seconds. And why this milk is heated, you know very well, to kill the microbes, to kill the pathogens present into this milk. So the milk is heated to 90 degrees Celsius, and after the heating, it is cooled to 70 degrees Celsius. When this milk attains the temperature, that is the 70 degrees Celsius, the citric acid at the rate of 1%, the solution of citric acid, that is the 1%, is added to this cooled milk to 70 degrees Celsius, and then after the addition of the citric acid, the milk start to coagulate. So the next point is the coagulation. It means when the citric acid